So my name is Stacey Cusack. I look after public sector and healthcare for BMC Helix.
Hi everyone, I'm Saunders. I'm a principal product manager within BMC Helix. My core focus is around our agentic AI technologies.
For me, it's been incredible. I think the wide variety of different personas that I've met, it's really interesting because the challenges, the visions, while they're all different because they're specific to what they're trying to achieve and what they're seeing today, the underlying message is the same, is that everyone wants a better outcome for, the NHS workers, but also for patient care. And it's about really kind of breaking down the silos to be able to give them that more easier experience.
Absolutely, there's nothing more valuable than a bit of information up front, right? And when people are telling you what their problems are, what their interests are, we can start to prepare ahead of time to say, this is where we can help you. We can start to facilitate the right conversation when they arrive, rather than wasting time on all the pleasantries up front and then going 15 minutes later, or I haven't really spoken to you about anything, so what do we do next? Oh, absolutely. There is nothing better than sitting with someone outside of a formal engagement and just building up a relationship with them, right?
Yeah.
I was previously in sales and pre-sales, and one of the biggest things you can do when in an informal engagement is build up that trust that you're there to help someone out, without having the I suppose the rigidity of saying, well, what's next? The next step in the sale, the next step in this conversation.
When you are sitting with someone in a meeting, you know that they have objectives, we have objectives, and it's very much focused on that. When you step outside of that, and I've always said in my career, is that the walk from the meeting room to the elevator is probably the most powerful conversation you can have, because it's there where you pick up what's really on their mind, or they might go, oh, actually I was thinking about this. And so I came the Monday night for the Strategy Night Live, and even those icebreakers of getting really to know who these people are, I think that connection is more important than anything else, especially when you're dealing with organisations like the NHS, because it's the human element that makes it different. I think the intentful purposefulness of this event and the intimacy of the event is very, very different to if you're at, a large symposium at the Excel, for example. I think people are more interested in actually sitting down and having a conversation and feel more comfortable about talking about the challenges, because you're trying to grab someone's attention for 5 minutes when they're running around the Excel is very different to let's sit and have a conversation and let's be really intentful about what we're going to talk about today. So it's a good use of their time, it's a good use of our time, but you have their attention and they have our attention. I mean, yes, for me, there is a large number of follow-up meetings, a large number of follow-up requests of actions that they're going to take, and then we're going to follow up with. I think what's been really interesting is the personas outside of IT have seen us not as an IT vendor, but actually someone that can really help them focus on.
I've had the same thing. There's a lot of connections I've made with people I normally wouldn't make with, and I'm looking forward to building out on, number one, on the relationship, and also seeing if there's an opportunity where we can work together and support them.
Absolutely is the answer. I think, it's credit to where credit's due, is the team that you have running. It runs like clockwork. I think, if every business ran the way you guys run these events, we would solve our problems, because it's very, they make sure that they're there for you. We've never had to ask for anything. It was like always preempted, always making sure that we're kept on time, you got the right information at the right time. So it's extremely well organised, and it means that you get the most out of what you're going to be here for 2 days. For me, I think, for BMC Helix, for us to really want to work and help within the public sector and healthcare, being in these rooms and having these conversations, if we're not here, we're missing out. And the conversations that have happened over the last 2 days have been eye-opening. We would never get the chance to hear those conversations. So the connections, the information, the understanding is invaluable for what we want to achieve.